And just like that, I am now 36 weeks pregnant. Basically to term. I think right now I would be considered early term if I went into labor. So I'm hoping for at least another week or two. But then at that point, I am ready to have this baby. So now that I am 36 weeks pregnant, I'm going to be talking about things that were going on in weeks 34 and 35 of my pregnancy. So baby boy has definitely dropped. My husband, like every time he looks at me now, he's like, he is so low. I'm like, I know. I feel him. All that pressure down there, especially on my bladder, like I am fully aware that baby is getting into position and he is getting eager to make his appearance into this world. He's still moving a lot, which is kind of surprising to me. I just kind of assumed that at this point, like, I don't know, just things I read, I just thought that I wouldn't really be feeling as many movements, but I'm definitely feeling a lot of movements. Now the movements are a little bit different now, where instead of being like sharp kicks or like rolls and stuff, it's more just like him stretching out. So it's kind of crazy because I feel like he's been positioned how he is for a while now, where he has his back and his butt over on my right side, and then his legs over on my left side, and then his head down low where it should be, which is awesome. But I feel like him kick out his legs, like to stretch his legs over on my left side, and sometimes I can even see like a foot, like I think it's a foot, I don't know, it's just like a bulge, kind of just like bulging out my left side. And then other times it's like he's kind of like stretching up, like stretching his back or something, and I see like a bulge kind of up top on my right side, which I'm pretty sure is his butt. And sometimes I can like basically grab it like with my hand, like not like grab it, but I can like cup his butt with my hand, which I think is so cool. And now because his head is getting so much lower and he's getting so much bigger, I definitely feel hiccups. And I definitely feel them like very low, which is kind of awkward. I just feel like little like pulses, kind of like down low. And I can almost like see my whole belly kind of shake. It'll happen for like a minute or so and then it'll stop. But he's getting them a lot now, which I think is really funny. As for me, I don't really have any new symptoms. At this point, things are just escalating and I'm just getting increasingly more uncomfortable. I feel a lot more pressure down low, which is to be expected because baby's getting so much lower. I have a lot of hip pain, especially on my left side at night. I still have not really found a good position to sleep in that doesn't get uncomfortable very quickly. And I've situated my pregnancy pillow in so many different ways, trying to like tuck it under my hip and my back and like part of my belly, and it's just getting really awkward. And because of this hip pain, it's really uncomfortable to get up in the middle of the night. I feel like such an old lady, like trying to get my legs out from under the pregnancy pillow, kick them over the side of the bed, stand up. It's like I get my legs over the side of the bed and I have to like hang out there for a second and be like, okay, I made it this far, I can do this. And then I stand up, give myself another little pause just to let things kind of like, let him kind of settle into a new position in my belly. And then I fully stand up and like start walking, but the first couple steps are always like really crampy in my hip. It's a struggle, and I just cannot wait till I can like jump out of bed again and like jump into bed and lay on my stomach. That's probably one of the things that I'm looking forward to the most, is being able to sleep on my stomach. But at this point, because I've been sleeping on my side for so long, I don't even know if I could ever go back to sleeping on my stomach because it might just feel weird. I don't know. Another thing I've noticed because he's getting so low is that I get pretty uncomfortable even just sitting in a chair for a long period of time. I have to sit with my legs basically like spread open because my belly is dropped and it's like weird to sit with my belly just kind of resting on my legs, so I kind of have to like open my legs, lean forward a little bit so that my belly can kind of drop. And I'm always thinking, because I know his head is so low, I'm always thinking like, I don't want to be squishing him or like making him uncomfortable if I have my legs like closed or whatever. So luckily at work, I mean, I have a desk where it doesn't matter. I can just like let it all hang out basically. And then I've just been trying to wear like long flowy dresses and things like that where I'm not constricted at all. I can kind of like get into weird positions when I'm sitting for long periods of time, because yeah, that was one thing that really surprised me is like how awkwardly I feel like I need to sit now because he's getting lower. Other than being uncomfortable, a couple other things that are just continuing. I am getting some more stretch marks. Yeah, I don't really know what to say. I don't need to rant about it. It's not like I'm loving that, but it is what it is, so I'm just rolling with it. They are getting darker, especially like on my kind of like hips, like kind of where my belly and my hips meet. They're getting darker over on those sides, which those don't bother me as much because I know that those will be covered. It's more like I don't want them to start creeping up my stomach too much. I want them to stay very low. So that, you know, they're hidden even if I'm wearing a bathing suit. I might have to opt for high-waisted bathing suits going forward, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. My rings are now off, sadly. And now I am wearing this little ring that my husband got me when we were still dating. It just has like a little infinity sign in little diamonds. But I could probably still force these rings on if I really wanted to, but they were getting really uncomfortable, and it's getting a lot warmer here and a lot more humid, and I just feel like I'm retaining more water. I even feel like my arms are like puffier and my legs are puffier and everything is getting puffier. So I decided just to take them off, stop stressing about coming across the day where I couldn't get them off anymore. And it was also just really irritating my skin because they were so tight. My skin was getting really dry and peely and kind of red. So just had to let it go. But at least I can still wear them and keep them close. That's what matters. My emotions are all over the place lately. Some days, like I wake up, I'm feeling great. I'm ready to just conquer the day. But then by afternoon, I could be just like on the verge of feeling like I need to cry for like 10 minutes and just like let it out. So it's just so many things on my mind and so many like life things like outside of baby prep. And just work is nuts trying to prep everything and make sure I'm leaving everybody in a good position once I go on maternity leave. There's just a lot on my mind, and I feel like at this point, I was thinking about this in the car the other day, like an analogy kind of thing. I don't know, my mind is all over the place too. But it's kind of like I'm at the point where I'm on the roller coaster and I'm reaching the top of that hill, and I'm like so excited and glad that I'm on this ride, but at the same time I'm almost like, oh man, I wish I had like 10 more minutes to like mentally prepare myself for what's coming. And like, ugh. Yeah, there's just so many things to like think about and feel at this point where there's no turning back. Like, and not to mention, it's a totally different experience knowing that this major life event is happening, but you have no flipping clue exactly when it's gonna happen. And that's probably what's contributing to this like emotional situation the most, because it'd be one thing if I had like a hard and fast day, which I'm like, okay, I have a countdown, I'm prepping for this day, I have this many days left to go, and it's like, right now, it's really just a ballpark, so I couldn't even tell you. I couldn't even guess. So speaking of when baby might arrive, I was hoping that at my 36-week appointment that the doctor might be able to give some sort of clue as to when he may arrive. So at my appointment, which I had yesterday, the day that I turned 36 weeks, I actually was checked for the first time, and she said that my cervix is definitely getting softer, but I'm not dilated in any way. So she doesn't think that the baby's gonna be here in the next week, which is fine. But I was almost curious if I was a little dilated just because of how much pressure I've been feeling for a couple weeks now. So I don't know, fingers crossed that he comes at like week 38. That would be awesome. So also at my doctor's appointment, I had the group B strep test. I don't know the results yet, but I'm hoping for the best, and we'll just roll with whatever happens. Also at my appointment, I weighed in at 169 pounds. So that puts me at a total weight gain of about 35 pounds, which I think is pretty good. I think 35 pounds was the recommended like higher end of the scale for my BMI. But really, I think I'm doing pretty well. Like, it's not like I'm gonna blow that out of the water because I'm so close. Okay, just a couple more updates, more like life baby prep updates. So the nursery is getting in pretty good shape. It's actually looking kind of put together behind me now, which is exciting. I've done so much laundry. I've done so much. I've packed the bags. I have done a lot of like random like organizational things around the house. The bathroom closet is stocked with diapers. We've cleaned the garage. We've detailed our cars to prep to put the car seats in. We've done a lot. So now really all that's left to do is just hang up some more little like wall decorations in baby's room. Oh, and we also set up kind of like the baby command station in our bedroom. So we have like the bassinet set up, and then also a changing table in there with some baskets with just like essentials that we'll need in the middle of the night. So I'm feeling pretty confident, and I'm feeling a lot better than I did like a month ago before we had done any of this stuff. But now it's more just like last minute little details. I think that's all I have to say for this week 36 update. Now I will show my bump.